Okay, guys, Black Clover, chapter 257. Like, all right, we got to get into this. This is Griever, behind the bar reviews, not behind the bar. I'm in the office, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the drill by now. Okay, let's just get into this because I just really need to rant for a second. I need to talk about, we all expected, right? Can we all agree that we all expected the demon dude to regenerate? That is literally how the only reason that anybody survives an attack from Goku and Vegeta since the 90s is because they have regeneration powers. That's literally how you write yourself into a corner when you have dudes that can bust a planet with a finger. You gotta make the main villain be able to, oh yeah, I can be down to a microorganism and go bloop, back to normal plus Zenkai boost, right? That's the only way to do it. So I don't think, like, I checked the Reddit, I checked the Discords, I checked the YouTube reviewers. When I reviewed last week's chapter, I was like, okay, this, like, first and foremost, Yami, the Chad. Like, we have to remember here, we need to remember certain things, why Yami is so loved, especially currently, because he's one of the few remaining Chads. Our latest Chad in One Piece, not to say that there still isn't Chads in One Piece, but our latest Chad that almost universally can be agreed was Oden Kazuki, dead. He's dead now. So, okay, our Chad's gone. Seven Deadly Sins, Escanor, the flex god himself, who basically brought the idea of being a Chad to being a flexing son of a gun to the forefront of the anime community and just said, who decided that to end every argument? He dead too. Series is over. It doesn't matter what series you follow. Almost all our Chads are gone. Like, because we had Odin, we had Escanor, you know, we had who's the other one I'm thinking of? The series is over now. Damn, can't think of it. But like Kenpachi, like anything from Naruto or Bleach or Toriko, all those Chads, well, the series is over. Food Wars, series is over. Like, and there's not enough Chads to make up for the loss of our Chads. They either died in the story or the series is over. Yami brings it to the forefront and goes, I'm still here. I'm still a goddamn Chad. I'm still breaking my limits for lols, for fun. And chapter 256 was a better chapter than this chapter. And I said that this was just a key chapter that I wanted to talk about, wanted to review. But this chapter I also have to talk about because we take a totally different direction. First half, expected. Expected, as I said at the beginning, because the only way, like, you knew when the head survived, this dude was just going to regenerate himself and be like, well, I said I was using 80%, but my 80% either includes boo-level bubblegum bullshit, which it does, or I'm going to go 85% or something. Like, I can't draw 100, but there's still a bit of an overdrive amount there, or some kind of crap. And here, it just so happened that the dude, and remember, I talked about this in the last chapter, so I feel like patting myself on the back a little bit. I mean, it's probably known to most Black Clover stans by now, but I was like, here's the reason they need it. Yami has true darkness power. The Devil Borrowers do not. That's why they need Yami, because Yami can harness the true power of darkness. These guys are pseudo. They're powerful as hell, but it's a pseudo power. It's, once again, like I described in the last week's review, it's like the Dragon Slayers. It's second tier. It's second generation. Not that Loxus ain't a badass. Not that he's not strong as hell. But it's not a true Dragon Slayer. So, based on all that information that we had, I was like, okay, so this guy's going to pull his shit? Then that means they must have original powers, right? And this guy's just so happens to be, in this chapter, body magic. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the chapter, but anybody, okay, let's cheer for Yami, because this is great. Last chapter was great, everything, right? There's a fly buzzing around this room. I'm eventually going to lose my shit, guys, before this recording's done. But, alright, so my point is, though, is that everybody complains about Dragon Ball Z, right? Everybody complains about the villains and the regenerating. I just said it myself. But this is a Dragon Ball Z villain. And you know what the difference is, though? Dragon Ball Z did it first. Maybe not the first guy to ever do this type of trope, but started a lot of the main tropes, a lot of the things that now we call tropes. But when Dragon Ball Z was airing, when it was written, they weren't really tropes because nothing was super popular. Tropes become a thing after a lot of people copy the formula. So that's why I hate when you judge different series back and forth. But here's my problem with this villain. Not that this chapter isn't good, but literally, you could have seen this a mile away. He's a ripoff of a Dragon Ball Z villain. He's Perfect Cell. He's Boo. He's whatever. Oh, I just so happen to have the exact ability that would counter, so you can't kill me even though I'm, it's like, man. Like, Black Clover's good. And once again, this chapter is good, but this is a carbon copy, cookie cutter Dragon Ball Z villain. He didn't have to be. That should have ended the fight, and maybe one of the other devils comes in and grabs his head and they peace out. And be like, Yami's way more powerful, and this dude, licks his lips like some Hisoka level shit from Hunter x Hunter and goes, delectable, I can't wait to get my revenge. That would have been a better way to end this, because honestly, having this cookie cutter stuff this far, 2020 in manga, like, at this point, it has become unacceptable anymore. Like, do you understand what I'm saying, guys? Like, just to me, I'm just not buying it. I found it kind of like, oh man, to me, it was one of those things where it was okay when Dragon Ball Z did it because it was a bit unprecedented. Sailor Moon, Pokemon, and Dragon Ball Z want to go and do some really campy, tropey stuff. Well, back then, it wasn't campy and tropey stuff because trope didn't really exist yet, especially not in the West, for sure. But now, where it's so popular, and we've had another 20 years, and we've gone through the big three, and we've had all that stuff, this type of ass pull isn't really acceptable anymore. So, I just wanted to rant about that. I did not like that. It just so happened he has body magic. Oh, I didn't want to use it because it makes me ugly. Zarbon, anybody? Like, seriously? Frieza, anybody? Like, I didn't want to use this because, it makes me look so ugly. I just can't do it. Yeah, so we have a combination of two tropes of shonen characters. One, he doesn't use his most powerful abilities because it's ugly. That's a total narcissist thing. And then the second one is, of course, regeneration, to the point that you can blow the dude, you can cut him in half, you can do a final flash to Cell's body, but he'll just do Piccolo cells. And it's like, I'm just not on board. So Yami takes it in stride and he starts attacking again. He uses that death thrust ability again, blows him apart again, and he praises him, but he's like, it doesn't matter. I will not die. It doesn't matter. The world is unfair because even in the end, I crush everything. It doesn't matter what you do. I'm a phenomenon. Between my devil powers, which makes me OP, he goes, even in battle, you clearly surpass me in power and technique, but it doesn't matter because I'm a regenerative Dragon Ball Z cookie cutter. And I'm like, oh man, they did not have to reduce this dude to this. This dude was acting like a goddamn Sith Lord from Knights of the Old Republic, and now he's been reduced to a Dragon Ball Z villain. And I like the Dragon Ball Z villains because it was Dragon Ball Z. At this point, it's not really an acceptable thing to pull out. Like, if you imagine somebody writing Perfect Cell in this day and age, it would not fly. Super Boo, Majin Buu would not fly. Everyone would hate on those villains, and they do. So, I feel like this could have been handled so much better. Now, here's why the chapter's good, though. I praise the second half of the chapter for sure, because this is where Asta is on the ground while Yami's still fighting this thing, who's basically telling him, like, yeah, you're stronger. You're more powerful. Your technique is better, and you can blow me apart 9 ways from Sunday. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to regenerate, and you can't stop that. So, too bad. You lost because of the world is unfair. He literally pulls it out. It's kind of like when they literally, in Seven Deadly Sins, when Nakaba actually called it God versus the cheater, referring to Merlin. It was like, okay, your fourth wall breaking a little bit, but the fact that you recognize that she's cheating, it doesn't make it good, So Asta, though, here, after seeing Yami, seeing his captain, he even says, Captain Yami is surpassing his limits and fighting, and yet come on, that's what I'm supposed to do too. Yami's always told me surpass his limits. He actually went there and said, I got to surpass my limits. Boom, he did it, and Asta's still laying on the ground, and he hates himself for it. He's like, no, Captain Yami did it. Why can't I surpass my limits again and again and again? Because Yami did it, my captain did it, I can do it too. Because this was instilled, unlike, you could make it similar to the whole Nakama thing, a fairy tale or One Piece or sort of idea, like, my friend was crying or what have you, Nakama power up. But this has been instilled in Asta, who is a true underdog. Unlike Naruto and stuff, this guy is actually a true underdog who still to this day has no actual magical affinity or power. He had to work his ass off. He trained like Saitama or Deku. He trained like the One Punch Man, because to make up for his lack. He's the Rock Lee, not the Naruto. This dude's the Rock Lee as the main character. And Yami is the Might Guy, focused and saying, yes, you can make up for your lack of ninjutsu in a ninjutsu level world if you're just that much stronger. If you are in your own tier of strength, you'll make up that difference. You don't need to be great at ninjutsu if you're this goddamn tiered. So that's what Yami's been telling Asta this whole time. This is really good. I'm really enjoying this. And then Yami just kind of takes a breath and goes, I can't really do this on my own. Nope. I've blown him apart half a dozen times. And nope, can't do it. He doesn't die. He's crazy. He's gross. His power seems endless. All right. Hey, Asta, I can't win this one without you, man. Get up. And then we see all the times that Yami basically told him either step back or told him either to break his limits, join the Black Bulls, step back, I got this, who are you talking to? I'm still Yami. And for the first time, Yami's asking him for help and saying, listen, man, this is even above my pay grade. But together, I need your help on this one. And that is what forces Asta up. That is great. That's really good. Is it the greatest thing, like some Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood level shit or something like that? No, but this is a powerful ass moment. It makes sense. It doesn't come out of nowhere. You can call it a Nakama power up. You can call it the friendship boost. But it's more than that, because this has been building for over 200 chapters. Yami has always, that's why they're showing all the panels. We get the panels right here saying, it's 100 years too early for that. You just sit tight and watch. Join the Black Bulls. There's no other way. Just shut up and surpass your limits. Prove to me and prove to everyone else that you're capable of being the Wizard King. Don't listen to anybody else. He's always supported him and told him to sit on the sidelines when things got too rough. Now, for the first time, his captain is saying he needs his help. It makes total sense, because this is the one dude who has believed in Asta, other than his best friend, Yami is the one who took him in and believed in him and constantly just pushed him to be better. He's his number one basically supporter to becoming the Wizard King. And he's just like, yeah, that's what he needed. He needed to hear that. And then the last page of the chapter is a beautiful double spread. The two, in a world of magic, these two are swordsmen. Seriously. It's like bringing a gun to a knife fight with these guys. These guys are like, oh, these guys have machine guns. We got swords. We're good to go. That's the only two in the whole damn series that decide, yeah, screw the magic thing. I mean, we'll use it, but we're swordsmen at the end of the day. It's like, you can't do that. Oh, yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. And look at them. This last panel, it's beautiful. It's going to be the thumbnail. I can't show panels, guys, but read the damn chapter. So, while I really hated chapter 257's cookie cutterness of a rather interesting sort of Hisoka level villain, I really like the second half of the chapter enough to forgive that cookie cutterness of our villain now. So it's just an excuse to have Asta and Yami team up and be badasses. I don't even know where this is going to go. Is Asta's magic or Yami's magic basically going to Kaioken together to create a super dark magic that's just going to obliterate the whole playing field? Who knows? They're going to pull some dark hole like Ha, you thought I could do this. Mirror Force with Dark Hole, bitch. Let's go. You know, they're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! This guy's only playing, you know, Blue Eyes. He's got a Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field, and he's like, nah, yeah, well, I have all these trap cards and magic cards. So, anyways, forget where that analogy was going. Suffice it to say, this was a good chapter. Had its issues because I think it ruined an otherwise good character when it didn't have to, or an interesting potential good villain character, and it kind of brought him back down to a one-dimensional line. But the epicness of Asta and Yami standing together at this next fight, they better not jump away. If they do, I'm going to be pissed. Chapter 258 is going to be great. I'll probably review that too, because these are the type of chapters that I review of Black Clover. I've only done half a dozen since the series started, but I picked the ones that to me just made me go, yes, this is awesome. Probably, this is definitely the best chapter of Viz's week. I think that's undisputed right now. But what do you guys think in the comment section down below? Always like to hear from you guys. So like, comment, and subscribe. And we will see you back here next time. Drink responsibly as always. Peace out.